If Jesus walked into this church right now, what would he say? I've heard that prompt in sermons for years. I've preached it myself, typically as a setup for a pep talk, right? About how we can be doing better, or sometimes these days you'll hear it commonly on social media from self-appointed church critics who want to tell us what Jesus would do, like how Jesus would turn over the tables in this church. We're not doing enough. We have to be doing better. And I used to think that too. But honestly, the longer I study the Gospels, the less I'm convinced that's what Jesus would do. If Jesus walked into a typical church on a normal Sunday today, I think he would look around and say, hey, are you guys doing okay? Like, is everybody all right? Then he'd probably add something like, this is really good news, right? I'm the King of Kings. I'm the Lord of the Lords. I know it's a broken, fallen world with a lot of pain, but I did all of the heavy lifting. I've got new life for you. And then I'd imagine he'd say something like, come to me, all you who are weary and burdened, and I will give you rest. Take my yoke upon you and learn from me, for I'm gentle and humble in heart, and you will find rest for your souls, for my yoke is easy. My burden is light. Because if you asked me to pick two words to describe most of us in the church today, including myself, I'd probably go with weary and burdened, like tired and stressed out. But do you know what's a lot easier than admitting to that? Letting your inner avoider kick in and go, you know what I need to do? I need to critique every church. I need to critique everything that's going on, and I need to throw a bunch of stones, because the last thing that I want to do is look inwardly and hold up a mirror and confront the stuff that's really going on in me beneath the surface. That's why the me maze is such a tricky part of the spiritual journey. That's why I find myself stuck in the me maze all the time. And it's reason 948 why Jesus' message is so subversive and compelling. In a world where religious leaders would just stand around and argue about who's right and who's wrong and leave their reviews or whatever they were doing, Jesus was hanging outside of the me maze. He was just healing people that needed healing and helping people who needed help and loving the people who needed love, including, by the way, the Pharisees who were coming after him. Jesus was free from it all. He wasn't performing. He wasn't comparing. He wasn't avoiding. He wasn't controlling. He was free. And I think he'd walk into the church today and go, hey, are you guys okay? Like, you guys doing okay? The good news of the gospel is even better than you've realized. I think he would say, I've got this. I'm the savior of this story. Like, we're gonna be okay. The Free Me From Me journey is really just about fixing our eyes then on Jesus. It's about practicing living like Jesus and trusting that even when we are inevitably going to fall short, that he's got us covered anyways. And that's the really good news of the gospel. We have a picture, we have a North Star, we have a finish line of what it looks like to live free from us. The picture is Jesus. So let's fix our eyes on Jesus as we continue to pray, Lord, free me from me.